Morning, Dr. Solo.
Good morning.
I want to start by discussing what you reviewed and coming to your conclusions in this case, all right?
Absolutely.
First off, I want to focus on what you didn't have to come to your conclusions. You didn't actually interview Jesse Duran, right?
I did request to interview Jesse, but that request was denied. In my investigation, I found that I didn't need to interview Jesse to come to my conclusions.
You have a medical doctorate, right?
Yes.
You were making a medical diagnosis of Jesse Duran, true?
Yes, based on the evidence provided to me.
And the truth still remains that you did not have the patient to actually interview, did you?
It wasn't necessary for my investigation.
I understand it wasn't necessary, Dr. Solo, but my question is just what you had and what you didn't have. And you did not have the opportunity to interview the patient you were attempting to medically diagnose.
I requested to interview Jesse, but that was denied. I still medically diagnosed Jesse.
All right. Now I'd like to talk a little bit more about what you concluded in this case, all right? Now, a moment ago, you sit on direct examination with Ms. Maples, and I actually wrote it down to make sure I got it right. You said, I believe it was the last question, Hayden Duran did nothing to monitor her daughter's behavior. Did I hear you right?
Yes.
That's not exactly true, is it?
The steps that were taken were not the steps needed.
I want to talk about the steps that Hayden Duran took as a parent. Now, you know that Jesse Duran did express some interest in firearms.
A significant interest in firearms.
Her mother, at multiple points, instructed her daughter about the danger of firearms.
In some of the documents, there was some instruction about the danger of firearms, but according to the documents, Jessie shrugged them off. It was clear that she still had an interest.
Right now, I'm not talking about Jesse's reaction. I just want to know what Hayden did as a parent, all right? And what Hayden did was instruct her daughter about the danger of firearms.
Yes, but it simply was not enough.
She said, Jesse, guns are dangerous.
I do recall that statement.
Jesse, guns can hurt people.
Yes.
Jesse, these guns in video games are dangerous.
Objection, Your Honor, to hearsay.
Your Honor, Rule 705, I'm allowed to go into any underlying fact and data that this expert relied upon. I'm just doing that as my right in cross-examination.
Response?
Yes, but the foundation has not been laid that these specific statements were facts or data that Dr. Solo came to rely upon. He has already laid foundation that he relied upon statements in regards to the risk factors, but what specific statements Hayden Duran made, when they made them, the context, things like that, foundation has not been laid.
Counsel, I gave you a lot of leeway on direct examination to let in things you relied upon, so I'm going to give opposing counsel the same thing here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hayden Duran instructed her child that guns in those video games are fake.
There were those statements, yes.
That guns in those video games are not like real guns.
Yes, but I must stress that was not enough for Jesse.
Objection, Your Honor. I'm sorry that testimony on the appropriateness of that parenting, Your Honor, has already ruled is inadmissible.
Your Honor, opposing counsel opened the door with this question.
Yeah, control the witness if you want to.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, you did not, in your expert report, provide a conclusion about Hayden Duran's efficacy as a parent, right?
No, I did not.
You nowhere mentioned before about that opinion that Hayden Duran's parenting was or was not enough.
I did examine what Hayden did as a parent to address the gun issue. It wasn't enough.
I'm sorry. My question, Dr. Solo, is whether you've ever told us before that Hayden Duran's parenting was or was what not enough. And you have never done that before, correct?
Not necessarily, no.
I want to talk about something else that you reviewed. When coming to your conclusions, you looked at Hayden Duran's affidavit, right?
I did.
You also looked at the parent of Sydney, Andy Clark.
I examined the affidavit of the babysitter as well as some other evidence.
You discovered that it wasn't Hayden Duran that owned the firearm, was it?
No, the gun was in the Parks home.
It was owned by the Parks.
Yes.
You actually commend Hayden Duran for not purchasing and having a gun in her home.
Yes.
You commend Hayden Duran for not having a gun in her home with a child present.
Yes, I do.
You commend Hayden Duran for instructing her child about the dangers of firearms.
As far as she did, yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Can you redirect?
No, Your Honor. I just asked the witness to be allowed to step in.
Dr. Solo, you're excused.
Thank you.
Does plaintiff have any further witnesses?
Your Honor, at this time, the plaintiff rests in case of check.
Court is going to take a 5-minute recess because I want to. So we will reconvene in 5 minutes at 11, say 11:25.
Yes, sir.